those we trust. No frills, no filter. Only real talk, see? Just give me a mic. Check 1, 2, 3. You know what we talking? We ain't playing over here in LFG. Haters gonna say, we from LFG, boy. We take you to the moon.
Hello and welcome, folks, to episode 21 of Mission Control, where we're going to talk about so many things, and we're going to cover a few very important news articles, some things you really want to know about because they do have everything to do with the real world that we live in, not necessarily just the Web3 space. So here we are, and let's kick things off with a little DataGram news. So, DataGram is on fire, but in a very good way. And here's what they've been up to, because first of all, DataGram community had chosen their their mascot. So meet Grammy, and Grammy is here to stay. He is a wonderful Nodelet, or they are a wonderful Nodelet, and they are indeed here to stay. And there's even an art competition that is going to be wrapping up here fairly soon, with the winners getting some valuable engage points, along with a very special Discord role, being Grammy Creative. And all of that's going to be on the DataGram Discord servers, where, by the way, all of the DataGram things happen all the time. And if you have not joined the DataGram server, now is your chance. There's always something going on, like community events, game nights, and many opportunities to earn these sought-after engage points. So, with the name Grammy, and with all this said, if you do not have a DataGram node yet and you would like to get one, there is a dedicated channel for you to go and learn everything you need to know about these DG nodes and make an educated decision. So go check it out. And really quickly back to the DataGram server, because it serves the fundamental role in the blockchain space. They offer true decentralization. Yes, it is actually true, and you can learn about that and their mission by following the links in the description, so go check them out. I'm seeing Chair Bandit in chat, hello and welcome, and Mr. Light, the LFG folks are here, hello. Next up, let's talk about, give me just a moment, Valley Season 2. Because another week, another Valley tournament, and again, Season 2 just kicked on, so let's cover really quickly the weekly tournaments. And we've seen quite a few games come and go for the tournament itself, with the most recent one being Chain Blocks. And for me personally, I'm dying to see Death by Darkness, because I really want to see Even Wave. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking my OBS. It did look a little weird for a second. But yeah, I really want to see Even Wave and other folks from the community take their best shot at the game we all have a very complicated relationship with. So back to Season 2 and what it pertains. All of the leaderboards have been reset, so now is your chance to claim what is rightfully yours if you have what it takes. And most of all, do not fret, because Valley runs a gamut on the game genres, so there is something for absolutely everyone. And better yet, you can start earning your Valley tickets right now, and you will be able to claim the Valley token once the TGE goes live. And last I heard, the claim is going to be 1-to-1, so do start grinding, do get your figurative quarters out of your figurative roles, and get to the arcade. The links are in the description. I'm seeing James Gray, I'm seeing Jolaric in chat. Hello, gentlemen, it is great to see you. And with that said, we're going to move on to Metaflora, because Metaflora does not sit still. Metaflora moves at an incredible pace that is a little difficult to comprehend, because very recently they launched their very own sovereign L1 blockchain. The blockchain is called FloraChain. The announcement took place not too long ago, and the blockchain itself is built to support its cannabis traceability platform and extend into DeFi, real estate, creator tools, nonprofits, IoT, and so much more. So let's talk a bit about the key features. The FloraChain is built on Cosmos SDK, fully EVM compatible. It enables Solidity, Rust, or Go smart contracts with connection to Ethereum, Cosmos, Solana, XRP, Polygon, and Bitcoin via IBC interoperability. It is designed for scale with 3-second block times, sub-second finality, and support for over 10,000 transactions per second, suited for enterprise and mass market use. Sorry, I got a dog hair in my mouth. I know, not very professional, but dog hair. What are you gonna do about it? So, DPN support is built in, enabling sensor-based and real-world infrastructure applications across agriculture, energy, and supply chains. And let's talk a bit about built-in compliance and ecosystem utility, because this has been very important for Metaflora. They have stated it time and time again, and here they are coming through, as Flora integrates regulatory standards like HIPAA, FDA, and ESG compliance at the protocol level, notably through partnerships such as with Circular Protocol. And the native token, also known as Flora, as you might have guessed, has a capped supply of 1 billion and powers transaction fees, staking, governance, collateralization of real-world assets, and rewards across the ecosystem. So, back to ecosystem community impact, because Metaflora's existence, cannabis traceability, and verification tools will now run natively on Flora chain, and the platform is already being adopted by creators, nonprofits, agricultural platforms, and regulated enterprises, making Flora a shared agricultural platform and regulated enterprise, making Flora a shared infrastructure layer beyond its original niche. And the bottom line here is very simple. Metaflora has evolved from niche traceability tool into infrastructure, launching Flora Chain, a fully interoperable multi-purpose L1 blockchain. It blends Cosmos modularity with Ethereum compatibility, high throughput, deep in capabilities, and built-in compliance for real-world and regulatory use cases. All of that is well and good, and it is great to see Metaflora come through yet again to deliver some great news. Again, hearing about the Flora chain was a little surprising, but nonetheless welcome. It really feels like the step in the right direction, and we've talked about this before. These chains are going to serve very specific needs, and Metaflora seems to be on the right track to doing exactly what they want to do. So next up, tick tricks, because we've seen quite a few developments, and we've covered this during the previous episode, but as of July 20th, the Mirror Node operation rewards are live. This means quite a few things, but we have covered most of them again during the previous episode, because most of the information pertains to the TGE itself. And if you did miss that, all of the information is available in written form via links in the description. Really quickly, I'm seeing Smile Monster in chat. Hello and welcome. Hope your move went well. Hope moving things wasn't too hard. I know it can be a huge pain. But back to tick tricks. The node operator rewards are simple. You run your node, you get your rewards, and here are the details. The reward calculations are going to be done daily. The cycle itself is going to be 24 hours, and the reset time is going to be at 2 o'clock UTC daily. And as with all LFG nodes, you can track activity, eligibility, and rewards at nodes.lfg.inc in a dedicated dashboard. All of it is very useful at your fingertips whenever you need it, however you need it even. So, since the TGE, TickTricks has been adding new games to their catalog, because they don't stop, because their momentum is just amazing. So they've been adding anything from Flapping Birds to brick-breaking games to Vampire Survivor-esque horde survival titles. So go check them out. And as always, you know where the links are. They are in the description. Let's see. One more bit for for TickTricks, because as following the first airdrop, which happened on July 1st, the second round of TG airdrops is coming for eligible node sale participants, and the airdrop details are as follows. Eligibility is simple. Wallets that join the node sale before June 30th, 2025 at 14:59 UTC, and all of that is of course snapshot based. The total amount of distribution is going to be 3 million tricks. The date itself is July 30th, 2025, and time is 2 o'clock UTC as per their reset time, and each eligible node will receive 1,674 tricks and some change. So, on to the news from the wider Web3 world, and more importantly, the news that pertain to real world applications and everything that is going on. We're going to kick things off with a new Loomis bill that would back efforts to ensure crypto assets can justify U.S. mortgages. And this is Senator Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming. She has introduced a new measure designed to codify existing FHFA guidance that would allow borrowers to count their cryptocurrency holdings, such as Bitcoin and other digital assets, as part of the assets justifying mortgage eligibility. Specifically, the legislation would permit crypto holdings held with qualified custodians to qualify as borrower reserves, even without converting them into US dollars. So, outright, just off the cuff, I am really, really looking forward to seeing some Mac mentions wrapped in Mogcoin, wrapped in Dogecoin, wrapped just about any altcoin out there. Really looking forward to that. So, Miss Cynthia Lumens, please do make that happen. The world needs it one way or another, or maybe not, but it would be nice to see them anyway. So, back to the topic of discussion: why it matters. The bill aligns with a directive from FHFA Director William Pult, who recently asked, and bear with me, there are a lot of names here, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to explore how crypto assets could be integrated into their loan underwriting process. Loomis frames the move as a modernized effort aimed at younger generations, many of whom hold assets in crypto rather than traditional investments. All of it makes absolute sense, so let's talk about concerns and oppositions, because there are always going to be some, and it is good to know about them. A coalition of Democratic senators, and again, bear with me, a lot of names. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce some of them, but these senators include, but not limited to, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Jeff Merkley, Chris Van Hollen, and Mazie Hirono, as they sent a formal letter to FHFA raising alarm over crypto's volatility, liquidity limitations, and cybersecurity risks, warning of possible threats to housing market stability. And these senators also cited a 2024 Fannie Mae analysis which flagged crypto collateral as the least appealing application of blockchain technology in real estate lending. Now, I get it, I understand it, and consumer protection is incredibly important, especially here in the United States. But this seems a little, how should I put it without ruffling too many feathers? Just pointing out the obvious, right? Of course, there's volatility. Of course, there is liquidity limitations. Of course, there's cybersecurity risks. But on the bright side, you could see all of it. You could see what's going on. You could see how all of that works instead of just hoping that somebody does what they're supposed to do without doing anything else. But I digress. So let's talk a bit about the broader context of the bill itself. And this bill builds on a trend of increasing cryptocurrency integration in major federal systems following recent discussion on crypto inclusion in mortgage underwriting, retirement accounts, and broader regulatory frameworks. And Loomis is a key architect of broader digital asset legislation, including proposal for capital gains tax exemptions and updated regulatory structures. All of that and nice and well, so let's talk a bit about the outlook. Because the bill is still in its infancy, it is going to face significant scrutiny, debate, particularly from lawmakers concerned about, again, consumer protection and financial market stability. If passed, though, it could mark a major shift in mortgage underwriting, recognizing crypto earnings as legitimate wealth and potentially improving access to home loans for crypto investors. Again, we really do need those Dogecoin wrapped houses. We need those Mogcoin wrapped houses, and what have you. The more wrapped houses there are with weird cat icons, the better, to be honest with you, or dog icons for that matter. So, this isn't the only one that we're going to talk about today, because we also got JP Morgan Chase exploring crypto-backed loans amid growing stablecoin push, and all of that is good and well. So JP Morgan is considering offering bank loans backed directly by clients' cryptocurrency holdings, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, potentially launching in 2026. And this would extend beyond its current practice, allowing loans collateralized by crypto-focused ETFs, representing a deeper involvement in digital assets, and clients could potentially unlock liquidity by pledging actual crypto without selling it, an appealing proposition for sustaining long-term holdings. All of that sounds exciting. I'm not so sure about the details, but I am really looking forward to what comes of it. and how they're going to make it all work. So back to the topic, why all of this matters. Now, this move, again, marks a notable shift in JP Morgan's stance, as CEO Jamie Dimon, once a vocal critic of Bitcoin, has softened his tone, acknowledging stablecoins and tokenized deposit structures as legitimate and necessary to understand and be good at it. And this pivot occurs in the context of the Genius Act, a new federal law regulating stablecoins, which has helped create more explicit legal frameworks for regulated crypto services in banking. And as with all things, there are going to be challenges and strategic considerations. So let's talk about those really quick. And launching crypto-backed loans introduces challenges around collateral valuation, securing legal control under the Uniform Commerce Code, also known as UCC, and handling liquidation if borrowers default. And JP Morgan will presumably rely on third-party custodians, such as Coinbase, for example, rather than self-custody, in line with its cautious approach to risk and compliance. Which most definitely would be a good move. At least they would rely on somebody who actually knows what they're doing, as opposed to having to learn how to make this work within a year. I'm hoping they do everything right. So all of that is good and well. And the regulatory capital requirements under Basel crypto rules could significantly affect how banks treat tokens as a collateral, with very high risk weights applied to the crypto assets. And again, about the broader context, JP Morgan's move is part of a wider trend, because other major banks such as Bank of America, Citibank, and Morgan Stanley are developing stablecoins and tokenized finances strategies to respond to institutional demand and regulatory progress. And these trends reflect a broader industry shift towards integrating digital assets into traditional banking infrastructure and exploring tokenization across asset classes. So, in summary, JP Morgan is actively positioning to offer crypto-backed loans, allowing clients to use BTC and Ethereum as loan collateral. The shift comes alongside broader stablecoin initiatives, demonstrating the bank's evolving approach toward digital assets under regulatory clarity. While this is still under development, the initiative could reshape how clients access liquidity and how traditional banking engages with cryptocurrency, which all of it is like super overdue, but all of that makes absolute sense. And folks, today is going to be a shorter one because it is just me delivering the news. And we'll be seeing you in a few weeks, and make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to check out DataGram Discord, because again, there's quite a lot of things going on. You do want to meet Grammy, and you do want to start getting those engage points because they are oh so valuable. And with that said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I know today is super short, but we have so many things happening, and I'm also happy to bring them to you in the next episode. And with that said, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will be seeing everyone in a few weeks. Thanks, bye.